Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Is that man Terence Crawford ducking? It appears that that's exactly how Errol Spence is feeling. And earlier I read an article on Boxing Scene talking about Crawford. Well, not Crawford. Errol Spence's side and his representatives feels like Terence Crawford is stalling and leaving them hanging out to dry in the negotiations. And officially now Spence is on record on Twitter. We got the tweets. We're gonna pull those up, and he's pretty much confirming that's exactly what's happening. Now there's two sides to every story, but we're gonna run with the story right now that Errol Spence is putting out and his team is putting out since it's since he's actually stood on it. I haven't seen a response from Terence Crawford yet, so when he does respond, we can definitely talk about that. But yeah, man, I'm about to get into this article. I'm gonna show you guys this article and whatnot. Let's get to that first. Get myself out of here, man. All right, so we got the boxing scene article by Keith Idek. He said when Errol Spence was, oh my God, when Errol Spence Jr.'s representative sent back another revised contract to Terence Crawford's attorney early this month, those working on Spence's behalf were optimistic that it will lead to the consummation of a deal for the unbeaten welterweight champions to finally fight at some point early in 2023. The most recent three changes Crawford's attorney requested, none of which were considered major deal points, were made. So I don't know. It might have been like some little thing like, all right, I could walk out first, or if just little bullshit, right? It's nothing that should hold up a fight, pretty much, right? He says he hasn't responded, however, to Spence's representative in the 2 weeks since he was sent the revised contract. So I'm pretty sure all the people that were killing Mike Coppinger saying, yeah, he didn't really have no scoop on whether this fight was close to being done. Seems like he might have actually had a valid source, since this is Spence's team coming out and saying this. So it says boxing scene has learned that the recent silence from the lawyer negotiating on Crawford's behalf has caused growing concern on Spence's side that Crawford's team isn't committed to completing a deal for what would be the most meaningful non-heavyweight fight in boxing. Facts. Neither side has set a deadline by which negotiations need to result in a completed deal, but BoxingScene.com has been informed that Spence's handlers believe they have made all of the changes Crawford's attorney has requested and are perplexed as to why he hasn't gotten back to them. Right. So this all this other stuff right here. This is we don't really care about that, right? That's not meaningful at all in this scenario. But let's go to Errol Spence's Twitter now. So he retweeted the boxing scene article, of course, and now the first tweet after that was, "Nigga been stalling for months. I could have fought in November." And I actually gotta believe him on that because there was reports that whether he fought Terence Crawford or not, he was gonna fight on that November date that was set. And I'm guessing he's like, all right, maybe they're negotiating in good faith. So I'm gonna prioritize this over everything, regardless of what's put on my table. And it seems like he's followed through on that because he's definitely not fighting next month, right? So he says, I've been fighting at this weight for over a decade. That shit ain't easy or fun. Now, of course, you guys know Errol Spence, he's a big 147 pounder. Them weight cuts aren't easy, man. Especially, you've been at a weight class for 10 plus years, bro, making those same weight cuts. Um, and of course, he's doing it because he set a goal that he wants to be undisputed at 147. So, you make those sacrifices, right? It might, be a little taxing on the body. But you see what Devin Haney just went through, man. We saw his last weigh in versus Cambosis. He looked drained as hell. So, all the stuff that you got to do to go, all the stuff you got to go through just to maintain that weight. You can't let yourself blow up too big. You definitely gotta like at this level. You need to hire a nutritionist, strength and conditioning coach. Like all those things have to be on point, and those all have to be intertwined to make sure everybody's on the same page. As far as when you go to camp, when you're outside of camp, you don't want to blow up too much, right? And he kinda followed up on this, right? So somebody says, I guess people were having a discussion in his mentions, and somebody wrote and said, "If you think I'm gonna believe anything a drunk say, you got me messed up, Mo. All you need to do is drop that bread in the cash app, you dig?" So he said. So Errol Spence responds to dude and says, "You right, Mo. Drunk, eye surgeries, car crashes, no S&C training, which is strength and conditioning." No strength and conditioning trainer, no nutritionist, gained 30 pounds in between fights, and I'm still the biggest fish, man. The fucking biggest fish, man. He said that and he's standing on it. Um, and that's a fact, man. He got three of the belts. You know, nobody can really say anything to him. He's the guy that's saying I ain't taking no tune ups. He's the guy. He's only been going after the champions in the tough fights, and once again he's showing that by not taking another fight in between. He wants that last belt. No point, no point to really go after anything else, right? And right now, I really want to see. I'm really just interested in seeing Terence Crawford's reaction and what's his response because I think right now both of these guys have been been keeping quiet on the negotiations. They both haven't really downplayed and said one person is ducking or the other, right? They both been respectful during this process. So for Errol Spence to finally jump out there like that, man, he must really feel like this dude is ducking because if what he's saying is true, what his handlers are saying is true, that Terence Crawford lawyers haven't gone back to them in about 2 weeks after everything they asked for was put in the revised contract, then it does seem kind of shady, right? It does seem like something's going on, but nonetheless, uh, it's still just one person's side of the story. We don't know what's actually true or not. This could just be how he's feeling. He might not have every all the information and all the details. I would hope that he does, since he's the one fighting. That he will be in a majority of these actual meetings and understand what's going on. So let's just see what happens from here. But right now, Errol Spence is practically saying this dude is ducking, and I don't know is what you guys think of that, because I know my boy Errol, he ain't ducking no smoke, and Terence Crawford doesn't seem like the guy who's gonna really be ducking the smoke, even though he did resign with Top Rank when he had the chance to go to PBC and been fight these guys. But that's neither here nor there. Um, I'm just gonna wait for the response, and then we're gonna come back with another video. Just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. I'm out. Peace.